My name is Aaron Hamilton, and this is Truck the Truth Vlogs, episode 17. How I got into trucking. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Trucking Truth Vlogs. And then, basically, in this vlog, I'm going to be talking about how I got into trucking. And, basically, give you guys my backstory about how I got into trucking. Now, a lot of people don't know it, but my dad was actually a truck driver. So, you know, there's like a lot of stories and stuff that I can tell you guys. But basically, my dad, as well as my uncles, you know, are the reason why I'm sitting in the driver's seat today. A lot of people don't know it, but a lot of my childhood memories, some of my best childhood memories, comes from the passenger seat of a semi-truck. Especially with my dad. Smack myself in the face. Especially with my dad. So when I was a kid, my dad used to take me out on the road with him during the summertime. He used to have me thinking I was driving the truck. I remember being little, used to sit in my dad's lap behind the steering wheel. And whenever we was in the yard, my dad would let me steer the truck and stuff. Like I said, some of the best childhood memories. Those memories still stick with me today. My dad taught me back then that trucking was a lifestyle, that it's not a job. And people who thinks that trucking is meant to be a job or a career is ultimately gonna fail at this. You know, when it starts getting tough out here, when it starts getting hard, when you start missing home and when you got kids, like, it would eat you up. He also taught me that trucking is one of those only jobs next to being a police officer or a soldier, a military service member, that you have to dedicate yourself to. That is the only time you're gonna find the true joy of trucking. So I would say, honestly, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a trucker. I wanted to be just like my dad, alright? Also, with that being said, I remember when we used to have our bikes and stuff. I used to have like this little toy radio that was really a walkie-talkie, but it was made to look like a CB. And I literally taped it to my bike and cut up 2 wired antennas and put it beside the brakes and figured out how to make it look like antennas that you actually see on a truck. And sometimes I even would sit here and go around try to make truck noises with my mouth and pretending like when I'm walking down the street and stuff that I'm shifting through the gears and shit, just like how I heard it in my dad's old truck. So after my mom and dad divorced, it's like I stopped wanting to be like my father. I wanted to be my own person. So throughout my life, I think what have been trying to do is try to be better than my father at a lot of different things. Just like my father, I also joined the Army, okay? I got deployed, I've been overseas and stuff like that. I've done it all. So towards the end of my second enlistment, alright, I decided to go get my CDL for the first time because I was also having career advisors, basically people in the Army who try to suggest different careers. You know, basically they're trying to help you transition back into the civilian life. So I went to Roadmaster in Dunn, North Carolina, roughly about a year and a half before I got out of the service. So then after I got out of the service, that is when the hardest point in my life actually took place. I had a bad driving record. I had reckless driving, numerous speeding tickets, accidents, almost a driving record that no matter where I tried to ask for a job or applied for one, all these mega carriers, all of these small carriers to come hire me, whatever, nobody wanted to deal with me because one, I didn't have no experience, and two, because my driving record was bad. So I landed a job at Gunther Transportation. It was the first job that I actually went to. It lasted less than 3 months. They actually closed their doors down, and that hurt my feelings. Like that took a shock to my pride. You know what I'm saying? So here I am in this trucking game. Got just a tiny bit of experience now. It's all ripping away. My driving record is still bad. I know nobody wants to hire me, so it was hard. At the same time, I was drawing unemployment from North Carolina because this is right after I got out. So my living room of my apartment became literally my home. Like I stayed on my couch. Like I got so depressed. I thought that I wasn't cut out to be a truck driver. I thought that there's nothing in the world that I can actually do. I mean, I go try to work at a factory. I get fired because I can't stand working with people. I go to work at a warehouse, get fired for the same reason. I tried going to college at Fayetteville Community College. They call it FTCC. I dropped out because I couldn't stand the instructors. I just thought like I had no place in this world. And also at the same time, I had stuff just bugging me. Stuff like from war, from friends, stuff like from my past and from the military just bugging me. Like I was just in a dark room where I heard everything, and I did not know how to get up. You know what I'm saying? I just did not know how to get up. So eventually, I fell asleep. I called my mom, told her I'm sorry for being a son. I had all that I could take. I had all that I could bear. I did not want to be here at that time no more. 3 weeks later, I woke up in a hospital. Alright, hooked up the tubes, finally woke up, and it's just like, and nobody was there, you know what I'm saying? Nobody was there except for my ex at the time. Nobody. And that's when my whole life changed. I realized at that time that at the end of the day, I gotta fight for myself. You know, the little bit of fire that I had inside of me way back then that made me join the Army, that made me want to strive and be the best that I could ever be, is now why I'm sitting in this driver's seat. Okay? Because I went back to work. I picked myself up, went back to work, and then I moved back home to Ohio. And then that's when I ran into my wife's uncle. Okay? But still at the same time, like the fire was there. I was a workaholic. Like But I was still getting into trouble. Like, I was hanging around people that technically I ain't supposed to be hanging around. And then one thing led to another, where I ended up getting locked up for doing something that, and I ain't even gonna say, like, I still don't regret that I did, because I understand what I did, but ended up getting locked up. I posted bail. It's a lot of money. Also, at the same time, my wife's uncle told me about his niece. So this is the first time I literally met my wife. So me and my wife started talking, and that fire inside of me started growing and started growing. Literally a day after jail, I met the future of my life, my future, my rock, right there. Like, and then just something told me I need to get my shit together, because this is my only chance to either do right, make something of myself, and make my wife a proud woman. I did not know that someone can be that much involved in me that causes me want to fight for everything I got today and for more down the road. As much as I wanted to fight my way through basic training, or as much as I wanted to fight my way through 2 tours overseas to make sure I come back home. You know what I'm saying? That makes me want to feel proud again and feel alive. So then I started out as a company driver at MTS. So while I was at MTS, I started learning the game a little bit. I said I wanted to be an owner-operator. I said, you know what? I know because of my financial situation at this time, it's probably best if I go lease purchase. Then I started calling it around to everybody. And then another company called the Valley Transportation, or LTI, gave me my first chance at being an owner-operator. When I got the taste of that independency is when I realized that this is what I was supposed to do. Is when I realized that being in this driver's seat was because of my dad. The passion that I have to be in trucking, the passion that I have to grow a fleet, the passion that I have, and the love that I have, and the spirit that I got for trucking actually came from my dad. So I reached back out to my dad. So instead of me and my dad arguing now, and instead of me and my dad having conflicts now, me and my dad, we don't talk as much as I would like us to, but we have a good relationship. So I have a message for my dad. Dad, I appreciate you taking the time to bring me out on the road with you back when I was a kid. I appreciate all the good memories in the back of that truck and stuff. I appreciate you exposing me to this industry. And believe it or not, I owe a lot of thanks to you for giving me something to be passionate about, even though I didn't know I was ever going to be passionate about. Thank you for giving me a way to provide a great lifestyle for my wife and my soon-to-be son. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate every memory, and I love you, Dad. I really do. Because of you, I'm an entrepreneur. Because of you, I'm also a fleet owner. Because of you, my wife is literally ain't got no complaints. So I just want to say, I wish we could talk more, but I understand, our distance and the reason why it's like you do, but I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for putting me on the trucking. Without you doing what you did, being in trucking as a child, as I was a child, I would have probably wouldn't even be behind this driver's seat today. So To everybody that's out there who's got a father that's exposed them to trucking and stuff, and you actually love this whole trucking thing, or even a mom or an uncle, make sure you tell them thanks. Make sure you give them thanks, give them a hug, let them know that because of what they did is why you're doing what you're doing now. So I don't care if you guys heard it over there. I don't care if you heard it over there. But over here, y'all gonna get the mother trucking truth. And this is a tribute to my father for the sacrifices he made for us children to grow up. This is a tribute to my father for actually putting me on and exposing this game. And without my father, I probably wouldn't even be doing this. So, thank you.